Let's meet Brody. Brody's a marketing manager at a rapidly growing startup. And as we know, a fair generalization for startups is that they have a low headcount, yet lots of work to accomplish. This is the case for Brody, who's pouring his time and bandwidth into finding meaningful vendor partnerships, updating his company website to fit version 8 of the creative team's new and improved company image, creating new materials for outreach emails, customer emails, vendor emails, and oops, Brody hasn't posted on the company's LinkedIn profile for a week, and the progress he made with social media engagement feels like a thing of the past. Introducing Marketing Content Enhancer, an easy-to-use multi-agent system that leverages retrieval augmented generation to help Brody recover those engagement numbers. Brody was always hesitant to use AI in crafting LinkedIn posts because he had seen the cringy AI-generated messaging from other companies and swore he would never cut corners at the risk of cutting quality. But with Marketing Content Enhancer, Brody can create a LinkedIn post in seconds that will include meaningful, factual data points that support the main message behind his post, taking into account the target audience, all while maintaining the company tone that Brody has worked so hard to solidify and preserve. With a simple user query, Brody can connect to his personalized database filled with the research and documentation he had already conducted and gathered. That simple query is then transmitted to a team of agents, all specialized in a specific function. Working together, one agent retrieves the relevant information from Brody's database, passes it on to an agent that takes a first stab at drafting the post, weaving in relevant details from a plethora of different articles and sources, providing the next agent, the editor agent, with a robust draft that it can neatly slice and dice to fit the company's writing style and voice. Now, Brody has put a lot of time into researching and has already built up a huge database of supporting documentation. But what if he hadn't? Well, the web scraping agent comes in handy there, providing details to support the user's preferred message, and then providing its source with detailed citation that the user can then take, plug back into the tool, where it's forever stored and can be used in the future, whether by Brody or as the startup grows, his direct reports that he will accumulate. So this is a dynamic tool that grows stronger with each use. It's like marketing, but with lasers. Passing it over to you, Mark.
Thanks, Anna. Next, we'll talk about how we designed and built this system. So first off, let's take a look at the different building blocks of this application and why we picked them. At the heart of our system is LangGraph, a framework for building multi-agentic LLM-driven systems. This was a simple choice as we have a good deal of experience with it and its sister framework LangChain, and it integrates easily with many other frameworks and services. For the LLM calls our system's making, we're currently making extensive use of OpenAI's GPT-4o and GPT-4o mini models, but we do have plans in the works for a custom-trained open source model. For any embeddings that we have to do, we're using a custom copy of Snowflake's Arctic Embed L model that we have trained on all of the current information that our marketing team has collected. When we use those embeddings to vectorize our context documents, we're storing them in a hosted Quadrant vector store. Quadrant's widely regarded as one of the best off-the-shelf options for this type of service and actually came recommended by many in the AI makerspace community. And for the UI elements of our service, we're using Chainlit. This was another kind of a cop-out, easy choice simply because we have more experience implementing it than its contemporaries. We'll take a look at the actual flow of the data. First off, the user's post idea is passed to a project manager. That agent reviews the input, determines a specific topic that the user's interested in. That topic's then sent to the research team, a different subgraph composed of that supervisor and 2 additional agents. The first agent that the supervisor will call uses a Cohere-powered compression retriever to access our Quadrant database to find context related to that topic. The second agent takes that topic, any collected context from Quadrant, and generates a web search query string, then uses Tavily to search for additional supplemental context from the internet. All of that data is then passed back to the research supervisor, determines if, is this enough to make a good post? If yes, sends it back to the project manager, who then ferries that data and the topic to the writing team, another subgraph, headed by its own supervisor. This supervisor fires off a task to create a new draft, and the post creation agent takes that collected data and the topic and creates a rough draft. That draft is then sent to the editor, who's supplied with a given style guide, and that editor agent is allowed to do whatever edits and rewrites it sees fit to the social media's post content to fit it into that allowed style without changing the underlying factual information of the post. The review agent then reviews that draft, determines if it's sufficient for our purposes or not, is it good enough or not, passes its decision and any comments it has back to the supervisor. If the post is found lacking, this process just happens again. This time, the post creation agent and the editor agent actually have access to those comments from the reviewer, as well as the previous rough drafts, so that they don't make the same mistakes. If it's approved, supervisor sends it back up the chain to the project manager, who then passes it back as a complete post to the user. So seeing how that all works in theory, let's have Danica give us a quick demo of the application.
Thanks, Mark, for explaining how it works under the hood. This marketing content enhancer has been optimized for our company's use case, which is workplace loneliness. And in the spirit of time, I'm going to talk you through a recorded demo. It starts out by asking you what type of action you would like to take first. The three options currently available are create post, import a file, and import a web page. I will be demoing create a post. The posts are generated from our embedded documents and reviewed and edited by the agents to follow our company style guide. Here you can see the response is nicely formatted with emojis, sources for our statistics, and tags for social media. The post also follows our company tone and style guide. Next, I'm going to ask for a post that includes a poll in order to drive social media interaction on our platforms. So here you can see the response is complete with the emojis, statistics, sources, and tags, and this time it includes the requested poll. Now that you've seen a quick demo, I want to talk you through some of our next steps. One feature we would like to expand on is the response variety. This includes image generation as part of the post creation and referencing seasons, holidays, and events to make the posts even more current. Another feature we would like to improve upon is the customizability of the application. So this would include the ability to upload videos, upload new style guides, and create databases specific to various industries, not just ours. We'd like to thank you for your time and hope you enjoy learning about the marketing content enhancer.